I'm having a horrible time finding pants. They fit in the front, but then they wrinkle under my butt. My behind is flat, so I don't know if that is causing the problem. If I go up a size, they'll be too big. And this is absolutely because you have a flatter bottom, Laurie. So the thing is when we have a flat bottom, it's to do, you know, the shape of pants is very hard to fit. And so, you know, they're not making them to fit you, and that's something to be aware of, so don't feel bad about it. And I can tell you, you know, even people with rounded bottoms have trouble finding pants because often it's just how round they are and is there enough fabric in them. So when you get that wrinkling under your butt, it's actually because there's too much, the rise is not the right shape for you. So the rise is if you kind of turn your pants inside out, you'll see that there is a U-shape seam that goes from the front of your tummy, you know, where the fly goes, right through to the back. And that shape needs to be right for your shape. And so if there's too much fabric in that rise, therefore you'll end up with extra fabric and that will pull under your butt because you have a flatter butt. And I have written a couple of blog posts about pants fit, which I think you should have a look at because they are really helpful to understand why pants fit so bad, but also too when you have got a flatter bottom. So I do recommend going for fabrics that have stretch in them, because it is really the only way you won't get that wrinkling under the butt. And this is the problem with most dress pants, is they don't have stretch and therefore you do get that wrinkling under the butt. I mean, if you actually just, one of the things you can, you know, like experiment with is put on a pair of pants and then stick your bum out as if you have a sway back, and you'll see that that wrinkling disappears. That's just because, you know, that's the pant is made for a bum that sticks out a bit further than yours does. So, and it's very hard to take that fabric out. And the only way you can actually take the fabric out is actually do a seam up the back of the legs, which is kind of an unusual place, but I have actually got a pair of pants that do have a back seam and they fit better than any other pair of pants I've ever owned, which is interesting. It's because, you know, you can take that extra fabric out through the middle back of the leg from the bottom down. So that is one of those things to think about if you want to do an alteration, but it is very hard because they're not making fabric. So I generally go, you know, in some ways, this is why I find jeans much easier to wear and to fit. And it's because they're stretch, they're tighter, and therefore you don't get that wrinkling. Dress pants can be very difficult to find. So one of the things to look at, and I have got a blog post about this, and I know I've made a video about pant fit where I show you where if you get your kind of pants and turn them inside out and you put one leg through the other and you'll get this rise seam, it's a U shape. If you get your best fitting pair of pants and do that, and then compare that to your worst fitting pair of pants, we have the most pulling under the bottom of all the extra fabric. What you'll notice is that the rise shape will be, one will be a narrower U and one will be a wider U. And that gives you an idea that if you actually have a look at that, that can give you an idea. If you go, the shape that fits me better is this shape, it's the wider U, then when you're actually out shopping before you even try them on, you can get an idea of how much this fabric is in there. So, and there are different brands, some, you know, cut for a straighter shape and some cut for a curvier shape. And we need to have that because we're all different, but it gives you an understanding. And it is, pants are hard to fit. This is why I wear skirts and dresses or jeans, which are stretchy. I pretty much don't wear any pair of pants anymore that does not have stretch in them because I just can't get them to fit correctly. It's very, very tricky unless you're going to have this back seam down the center back of your pant. That is why. So hopefully that helps you understand you're not alone. It's just the way pants are. Pants were made for men with a different body shape to women. We've adapted them to our shape, but really, there are so many difficult fit points in a pair of pants that it is not unusual to find them very, very hard to fit. So who here finds pants hard to fit? Like, you know, give me a, yeah, that's me. If that's you, let me know, because you are not alone, Laurie. So many of us have a difficult time when we are getting our pants to fit. And you know, like you need to try on lots and lots and lots of them. Don't expect you'll walk into a store and the first pair of pants you pick up that you like the look of will actually work. That is very difficult. So I'd say look for pants with some elastane, you know, some stretch percentage to them because it's going to be a little bit easier. But if they're made for a curvier body, you're always going to have, they're making it for someone with a more curvy, you know, behind, you're going to find it more difficult just because it's, the shape is not made for your shape. And so they've put extra fabric in there for someone with a bottom.